the first to know Nsem-Pii TV.
And Felix Ofosu Kwakye and Dr. Okoe Ekokochia Ewo. Good morning, Ghana. Na Dr. Okoe etre Felix Ofosu Kwakye say what's afofra na say unim kasa and Dr. Bawumia so and our the call and say Felix Ofosu Kwakye editu edwa say uwaha na uye Ghana ni na odwene say $1 eye 16 no eye better than John Dramani Mahama pencil na $1 no eye 4 Ghana cedis na say otimi ma Dr. Bawumia convince o na say o just asem we di asa bi producer na wa adwene enya adwuma say ubetimi aka say $1 na eye 16 no na eno eye better than John Dramani Mahama pencil na $1 no eye 4 Ghana cedis no na Dr. Okoe ekate Felix Ofosu Kwakye say ene gina hwaye na dia bay ewo ene na nya asem kotwa yenkotie.
Who comically said going to the IMF means economic mismanagement. He didn't know what he was talking about.
He didn't say
we challenged him. Like what he was talking did not make sense.
It's a sign of distress, economic distress.
Why? Who brought a distress? Who put the country to go to before Randy, who forced economic distress? Randy, Mills went to the IMF in 2009.
JM was president for 8 years. What happened?
Bawumia has managed the economy for 8 years. He says he has solutions to the economy. Why are those solutions? No,
so 8
years. 8 years. Bawumia was in charge of the economy. In his manifesto, he says he has solutions to the depreciation of the exchange rate. After he gave us lectures. In fact, his lecture notes are still available.
But John Mama said we'll give us stable currency. And again, we saw the worst depreciation.
No. What was the depreciation? In 10 months in 2020.
From 1 city to 400%. No, St. George said 394.
No, let him do the calculation. From 4 to 16.
From 1 to 4.
No, 4 to 16, do it.
1
to 16, do it.
Do 1 to 4.
No, 4 to 16, do it. Randy, but let me tell you something.
4 to 16 is 400%.
Don't worry.
1 to 4 is
Don't worry, let me tell you something.
1 to 4.
Randy. Randy, oh, please.
3.7.
What percentage is that? 3.74.
Randy, the percentage depreciation now. It is not 400. It's 320 something percent. Randy, why do you keep on back
320?
Wait a minute. Randy, I'm telling you, Randy, Oboye, if I give you the formula today and you calculate it, please. No.
Just answer one.
No.
The 320,
Randy,
which one is
Randy,
that?
you see, it doesn't make sense. Randy, first of all, it does not even make sense what he's doing. Yeah. And with the greatest respect to you, I beg your pardon, it's not you I'm referring to. You see, that senseless argument stems from Bawumia's disrespect for the people of Ghana. When he tells you that an exchange rate of 16 to 1 in terms of dollar and Ghana cedi relationship is better than 4 to 1. Right? With the greatest respect, that is madness. Oh yes, if you ever make that argument, you tell me that I am a businessman. I go to the Forex Bureau and I have to pay $16 to get 16 cedis to get $1. That is better than when I had to pay 4 cedis to get $1. Randy, even if you did the computation for both rate of change and you use the right formula to calculate depreciation, the rate of depreciation under Bawumia is higher than under Mahama. Number 2, if anybody tells you that an economy that cannot pay its debts has defaulted is better than one in which we service debt regularly, that is pure madness. And I'm not missing words. You see, we have to stop the comical disrespect of the electorate. It is bad enough that you have run the economy down. You can say that yes, things are bad. I have drawn lessons. I have new proposals to fix it. But let nobody ever. And you see, one of the reasons why I have lost respect for many journalists who attended that press briefing, is that they sat down for him to make this argument that the economy has been managed better.
They couldn't have argued with him.
Why not? Randy, but they had opportunity.
No,
Randy, they had opportunity to ask questions. You see, when the first question was asked, and he made this, somebody came back, right? How does any sane person sit down for Bawumia to tell him that this economy has been managed better than the one that he inherited? Why? Your debt to GDP ratio went to 104%. Randy, in the first 10 months of 2022, the city lost 54% of its value. Never happened in our history. 54% in just 10 months. How could you have? Randy, look at the interest rates today. Almost 40%. When you took over, it was around 28%. Your credit status is junk. Somebody had B minus, and you say you've managed the economy better. How can anybody make this argument? And we allow this argument to pass. So even if we put politics aside, okay, the usual banter that we do, there are some things that can never, no political leader should ever feel confident to speak to us that way, that this economy is better managed than even in your personal life. If you borrow money and you are not able to pay, are you better than me who is able to borrow money and pay? This is common sense. And if a leader cannot subscribe to common sense, even in the things that we all can see glaringly, he has no business putting himself up for elections. And one of the reasons why I am opposed to him is that attitude. Look, leaders will always face problems. There's not one government that hasn't faced problems. Even Kufuor, who was much better than Akufo-Addo in terms of presidency, had his problems. But you see, there comes a point when you level up with people, you show them respect. You are wearing a watch that has a black leather. We all see that this thing is black. And yet, I'm standing on an argument on a platform insisting that you are wearing a red leather watch. Is that not madness?
All right. Doc, yes, okay. It's important to state here clearly that when John Mahama was president, this country was not a collapsed junk. It was Banana Republic. Please, yes. I was quiet.
He had B minus. That was his credit. In fact, Bawumia is on record to have said that B minus meant economic mismanagement and that Mahama was incompetent. Doc. You come in and we are junk, baller, and you say that you have done better. What do you take us for?
Okay. Doc, when John Mahama inherited President Mills' office when we were growing at about 12-point-something%. Growth declined steadily until we got to 3.5. When John Mahama took over from what is this? Please.
3.5. It is better
please,
than 0.4.
Felix, let's hear.
Please. Today was your growth. Last year you grew at what? 3%.
Felix, let's hear. When John Mahama took over under Mills, inflation was a single digit. By the time JM was leaving, we were in a double-digit inflation movement.
And that's less than 54%.
Please, I'm telling you of the record of the person you are agreeing.
What was the worst inflation of Mahama?
You should have courage to absorb things.
No problem.
Yeah, I kept quiet. Doc,
but you got 54%.
Please,
you shouldn't even make the argument.
Please, Doc.
Felix, let's hear him.
Under John Mahama.
And Randy, they took it from 8%.
Felix, let's hear him.
In 2018, they got 8%.
Let's hear him.
Inflation. They took it to 54%.
Don't worry. Let's hear him. Let him make his point. Let's hear him. Yes.
President Mills, may his soul rest in peace, had a single-digit inflation. This economic whiskey, JM for Phyllis, took it from single. Please, I'm giving you that is a champion. Took it from single to double-digit. The biggest accumulation of debts within a short period from the time he inherited the city in 2012 to the election. The biggest. It was central bank financing.
How?
We had movement. Please.
Okay,
we had movement of our debts
from 10 to 120 billion.
You don't have.
It is bigger than 120 to 743 billion. What are you telling us?
Under John Dramani Mahama, the finances you need, the resources you need to keep the supply chain for petroleum products could not be sustained.
And how?
There were, please.
And how many times were there for? Look, the only time.
Let me talk.
Was that very weak that lost
please.
Against USA in the 2014.
I remember.
It was a 3-day
please.
3 days out of 8 days.
I remember I remember the CEO of West Africa Gas Pipeline coming to Ghana and giving a press interview after that. Mahama has told him that they will increase tariffs so that they can pay for the gas, so we'll get power. Doc, industries. Please, Doc.
You don't owe WAPCO.
Before
don't
under John Mahama, I know people who were laid off at multimedia because they were told because of the power situation they couldn't keep them in.
They've packed back a baggage and
left. Under whiskey,
they've left.
So all I'm saying is that, Doc, if you check the profile, record, performance, abilities of John Mahama, and the things he's telling you now, you need to be patient. Look into what he's saying. Check whether he has maybe added some new capabilities which will make him do things differently, or he's had a change of heart.
He's suggesting that the economy has been run better today than when he left office.
Look,
by the man who says it's an economic waste.
It is deliberate.
What is deliberate?
I'm coming, and I'll make this statement. When economists talk, they say all things before they normally make most of it. They say all things being what equal. That's if you don't have a major disruption.
What are you talking about? Where all things equal, is that what you're telling me?
Whether anybody likes it or not, luckily you are not only national, you are international. Inflationary movements in terms of prices of goods. If you watch all elections that happened in the past 3-4 years in every country, every leader who comes and tells you about what COVID did to the economy, the global supply chain disruptions, which has affected prices. And that's why I was watching TV just 3 days ago. Elderly people in the UK are saying that the price of electricity and gas, they don't even know how to survive. If you check with the leaders, even those who denied COVID input and have gotten to power now, they are telling the public now that because of what COVID has done. So Phyllis will conveniently take away COVID. But please.
First of all, if you are a sectarian economist, you are wasting your time.
It's because please.
If you are a sectarian then what is the point? What is all the hype?
Please. Doc.
Number two, COVID is not the only disruption Ghanaian economy has faced.
Please.
Since the days of Rollins.
I'm happy I say it's not the only. So it's a disruption. No.
What are you talking about?
Let me conclude.
Why?
No,
so let go.
Is that how cabinet ministers are treated on your show?
Yes.
Actually,
Look, do you treat former ministers and current ministers the same way?
No.
Oh, really?
Look, so
no one else could wear. I thought
Look, the truth is that the pressures brought on this country by COVID. I tell people that if I hear anyone say that, Doc, before COVID came, you had challenges, but the challenges of COVID, let's add it or juxtapose to what you had before. And let's look at the impact. Like Randy,
Ghana is the only country.
But when I meet people who talk, Doc, when I meet people who close their eyes to all the change disruptions of COVID, and because they want power. By the way,
Ghana is the only country in the world.
Me, my last words.
At least you know my views on that.
Look, my last words to the viewer.
Secretary inspired by economists.
The John Mahama that Phyllis is presenting to you,
it's better than
whose manifesto is saying that you will create jobs and do all this. Fortunately, we've been under his care for some years in this country.
And so we know that you didn't need 16 cedis to get a dollar. We know.
Luckily, we've seen the conduct of Dr. Bawumia-Dr. in this country. Look at the two of them.
Yes.
Don't be in a hurry to look at only what NDC is promising today.
No. We will look at what.
But look at what they did when JM was president.
There are two messages I need to read quickly. Before then, let me just say that Uncle Harris, of course, says hi to both of you. He's watching together with.
Bawumia will require his expertise in ways and means to get over this election because
he's watching with Akweado. With Daniel Akweado. They're both watching the show and they say hi to you. But the two messages I need to do. Okay, one. Your constituent. A constituent says that Honorable Oboye is said to be the one constructing the Teshina roads. Please tell him the road from Nat Hostel towards Dara's Preparatory School and Fort School Junction is waiting for its turn. The road has become very bad.
Doc, is my next.
Secondly, what is the state of the what is the state of the
the NMS project? I'll not talk plenty, just so that I'll move on.
Yes.
Segbefia, my senior, there were correspondence from him to the company showing that there were serious challenges with the project. In fact, challenges that were so significant, he had to go through, I don't know what it's called, arbitration. As in, they had to trigger the discussions you have when a project is threatened. Doc, you understand? And look at the time. It started 2012. Even if it took 1 year to consolidate the project. Doc, hospital, how many years at my hospital? By 2016, when Mama was leaving, if all was well, you would have had not only Dodua, most of them would have been done. So I just want my brother to know that even when they were in office, their sector minister, was writing to the company.
There's nothing wrong with that, Randy. What is wrong with it?
Yes, so that.
That's not the project management. If you have disagreements with or you have problems with the execution, you can point it out. There's nothing wrong with it.
I've sent some Ajanawa pictures to your production team, but because of mafia.
I've just seen one. I've seen.
But this is a serious allegation. They've been showing it. You were not watching.
How many will you
talk? So mafia
how many will commission this year?
Is this not one of the pictures you sent?
Yes. How many? This one with the
My picture was not emotion.
Is this not one of them?
But this is actually a live action picture.
So it means the production has enhanced.
Absolutely.
You have to see the optometrists and opticians at your office when you go back.
I didn't sleep well.
This is not your agenda one.
No. So you see.
I see what.
If what Felix showed is 20, is 50%.
But this is about 60-70%. I'll grant you that.
So
what's the problem?
70%, doc. Call my exams, known as 70%.
But the president said you will finish them in 1 year.
Exactly.
When you have, when you are building,
he hadn't even started one.
Only few leaders have the courage Nana has.
Courage to do what?
To embark on a project that at a go builds over 100 health facilities.
Have you built 100 health facilities?
And Phyllis is telling you he's seeing 60-70% above for most of them, at least 70% of the projects. Doc,
which most of them?
If we break the 8, all these projects.
And if you don't break?
What are you talking about?
When you don't break, what will happen?
Doc, we continue the Abetifi, the NMS projects that President Mama built one after 4 years. So, if it is the will of Allah, that is not my candidate.
Continue after 5 years, after you wasted the contractor's time.
But I told you, even under your government, under your mama, your government had issues with the contractor.
Yes, but that one is. But we didn't spend 5 years to investigate. No, Okoe, when you came, listen. When there's project management where you have disagreements with the contract, you write back and forth. I'm not happy with this, I'm not happy with that. You came in and said that you were conducting a forensic audit into all projects. That took you 2 years. After the 2 years, you did not make any finding of fact.
It's not the audit that. But
which audit? That is what they did for 2 years.
I've seen in the NDC manifesto. Just 1 second. That they've said a lot of who establish cashew processing factories. When we talk about industry, who establish cocoa farms in cocoa berry. Government is going to build factories now.
We built a factory. Is that what in the last
Are you saying it's wrong?
Well, we can't do it. That was the problem.
In modern economic development, government have a factory.
But the gas plant is not a government factory.
Yes. Gas plant, Taflache factory.
No, is it? I mean, on gas.
But Oliake, it is connected to our oil and gas sector. And Oliake, I'm a marketer. It is sure.
He's here. Let him explain it.
No.
They sell LPG.
Yeah, I'll give you one.
So Felix, let him finish asking you the questions. Let him finish asking you the questions.
It's like having a unit built to take some byproduct.
Please, you ask the questions.
What do you want? So, look, let's be clear. Any government who dares start things that Nkrumah did, and both theory and practice have shown are not sustainable. In this day and age, you have a government say we are going to build a processing factory. What you have to do is to get private investors, create the right environment, have an investment-friendly environment. No, it has been shown. Nobody tries it now. If you go and build a factory yourself, just as Gio, how do you call it? The ones that were put on divestiture, all the Nkrumah factories, almost all are sold. You know that, even including TV3. It was government.
But there's going.
No, some. You see, when it's a model, some God living private shareholding is significant.
Yes.
The principle that works, if that's what I said, we need details. Government should not.
So what did you read? What
only that establish cashew processing factories.
Okay.
And the principle is that when government is the majority shareholder, not even 100%, every setup it puts up is threatened, especially for products which must be consumed, not products like gas. That's an exception. You know why?
The private company. Randy, the companies that produce the natural gas, I didn't know private entities.
Doc. Falungu tomato factory will revive it. When GM was there for 8 years, was he revived? Commander sugar will revive.
Yes,
I'm coming, dog. They said they will revive.
Yes.
Factory no me children revive ole.
We finished the factory.
Money ye na egbo na chola shi. Me eje ko shi. The factory was not even started.
But I thought I heard your trade minister say that you found somebody.
Yes, but we didn't say.
You found somebody who come and run the factory and pay government something yearly.
Yes, but
so that your person is coming to take the dead thing.
But they say they will revive. But when they were leaving, it was not working. Did it work? Oboye, look, let's. I want to know.
Randy. So
Yes.
you see, again.
Yes.
First of all, I'll start from. I'll
see,
start from this. Oh yeah, but I have to use for
You
this.
just start.
Randy.
We spoke about their manifesto, which is not part of the
You gave
discussion.
the minister 3 minutes.
Randy.
No,
Tell
you
me
finish.
When
You
we're in
finish
power.
the 3 minutes. No, I'll give you the opportunity after I speak.
Randy, when we were in power, at least 5 factories were established with direct government involvement.
Which ones?
The Ghana gas processing plant. In terms of capital outlay, it is the single biggest project of any kind in Ghana's history. It cost nearly $1 billion